Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Night of Lights on December 14th, okay? This is our annual community candle lighting ceremony. Everybody is welcome. There is no charge. We are going to be in person this year. Yes! We are in person this year, December 14th from 6:30 to 8:30. And it's an amazing ceremony where we light candles for people or for causes that we want to light candles for. It's our lighting the light in the midst of the winter, right in the middle of the holiday season. And the reason we have it on the second Wednesday in December is because that can be a really difficult time for people facing grief and loss and change. So please come, my friends. Please come, and you get to take your candle home and continue to light it throughout the holiday season. We also have community candle lighting, these are candles we light for special issues in the community. We light a candle for our responders, a candle for our children, a candle for our folks facing homelessness and difficulties in terms of injustice, and we light candles for people that are going through losses and griefs of all kinds. And so I just encourage you, come to this and be a part of it, and bring your friends, bring your family, bring your co-workers. Let's pack up this wonderful church community. And it will be held at the Center for Spiritual Living, which is on Clark Street in the Willow Glen area. And they're giving us an amazing deal on the place where we're going to be having it. And so come, there's plenty of parking. Get there early though, because parking could disappear. But come. We just want you to come and experience the healing. And how many of you have been to a Light of Lights? Yes. What do you think?
Oh, love it. Great.
April.
Oh, it's inspiring, and it's enough. You go and you don't even think there's anything on your heart that you're worried about. But when you start to light the candle, it just all comes out. So
Yeah.
It's really healing.
Thank you. And for all of you that have come, we need your experience and your wisdom as we welcome new people in. So I just want to say that CCL has always been an amazing supporter of our Light of Lights. So thank you, Dottie. Thank you, Corky. Thank you, each and every one of you, and I will see you there.
And this coming Tuesday?
Yes. This coming Tuesday is our speaker series, and we are having an amazing speaker, Karen Howie. Now, she has direct connection with and has worked directly with our wonderful Louise Hay. For any of you that know Louise Hay, does amazing healing work. You Can Heal Your Life is one of her books. But our wonderful Karen has worked intimately with her and is actually certified by her. And she is going to be sharing, we're going to be sharing a video of her, and then we'll be doing some exercises around what she talks about. So please join us 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. via Zoom, our speaker series. Karen Howie, she is fantastic.
Thank you. It's on the back of your program.
Janet, a remote question. How do they get the Zoom link? Is there a website to go to?
Go to the UCM website, u-c-m.org. u-c-m.org. You can get that Zoom meeting. Please join us. This is going to be very rich. She's an amazing. And thank you, Corky, for getting her for us.
Okay. Can I make an announcement? Of course. Then I get to sit back down.
Good morning. It's so good to be back. I was on vacation.
Could I ask you something?
Yes.
Why don't you do our opening meditation?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I'll do an announcement and then I'll do meditation because I am versatile.
Yes, you are.
I'm an Aries and will step into anything at least once. Okay, so I'm stepping into asking people if they wish to learn to do a talk. And I'm going to be doing this on a Zoom gathering at first. And I'll be asking you some simple questions. We all have a story to tell about why we are involved in the spiritual studies.
Oh, sorry. I can't turn this off.
Spirited speaking, right?
Absolutely.
Bringing bells to wake you all up. Okay. So I'm thinking of doing this on Zoom and just asking you to share to prepare to share your own personal experience of why you're in the spiritual studies in preparation for developing a talk. Maybe a 20-minute talk, maybe a 5 to 7 minute talk, whatever. But I know a lot of people that in Toastmasters, they tell us that people are more afraid of speaking in public than they are of dying. Mm-hmm. Now that's not true in this group. We're not afraid of dying.
Public speaking is still right up there, right?
Yeah, but you may still be a little
It's still in
afraid.
our top 3.
So I'm offering this. Be sure and get me your email information and my text number. For those of you online, you can text me at 408-806-7230, 806-7230 about, I'm thinking Friday night, maybe at 7 o'clock on Zoom for a starter for this.
Oh, I feel the chair.
Okay, any questions about that?
Well,
Thank you.
I'd like to make a statement about it.
Okay.
For those of you in the ministerial class, you're going to be doing a talk as part of your ministerial certification. So this would be great if for your talk you've already had some classes from Joan, so you're not going to stand up and pass out from fear. I find that people that first time they're going to talk in a group, they just start shaking, and it's not scary, but you have to have done some speaking beforehand. And this would be a perfect opportunity for you to get some wonderful experience.
I've been in Toastmasters for over 30 years, and I've watched people shake and shiver.
Yep.
Yes.
So, Joan, what are some of the topics you're going to teach us?
I thought about it for a long time, and I wanted to pick an easy subject for you to talk about, and I thought, you know, we all have experiences in grade school that you could share. Tell me something about that happened to you in grade school. Now, why did I pick that? Because it's something we've all done. We all have a story that we can share. Now, we can go forward with, tell me about a coincidence. I had an amazing coincidence this week. I prepared a speech for a group of women from 40 to 55 years old. And in my Toastmasters group, the group I'm giving it to, there's one person in that group, typically. But I thought, well, that's the assignment, so I'm going to go ahead with it. Guess who showed up at Toastmasters? I had 8 women guess 40 to 50. So one of the things we can talk about is coincidences or serendipitous moments or how we came into the spiritual studies. One of the things that happened to me as I was drifting around, and I thought, I am a leaf on a storm-tossed sea, and I don't want to do that anymore. And spiritual studies gave me a way to move forward out of that leaf syndrome. Although, you know, there's days. There's always days. But, you know, it's not consistent. So, good question.
Well,
Thank you, Paul.
I was more interested in techniques. Like the biggest part of public speaking is fear.
Yes.
So I hope you are going to cover some of that. And
She just passes out Xanax before it starts.
Beta blockers.
Well, for one thing, I give you a supportive audience, and I give you easy topics.
Okay.
And you know, what you're doing is really having a conversation, like I'm having a conversation with you right now. You all have conversations. Janet gets up here and has conversations with us. And Eileen the other day was having a conversation, but explaining how how to give a speech, and she got somebody up here to have a conversation. So I think, Paul, if you think of it more as
I have no problem. I learned this a long time ago,
Okay.
but there's a big difference from standing there having a conversation and sitting here next to somebody having a conversation.
That's
and
true.
Your
And
head just starts going instead of your heart. So
that's true, and that's why we practice.
okay.
That's why we practice. But a great question. But and come on in with the
It's
food.
personal.
Yay!
Yay.
Round of applause for food. Yay! You know, I love their bread and their bananas. If you're skipping that part, you're making a mistake. Yes?
I have a quick announcement, and then we're going to have you do a meditation. I am starting tomorrow, Monday, prayer a day, and we have a special phone number. Do we have it on the program?
No.
Okay. So I will send it out by email.
It's a secret special phone number.
Yeah, it's a special phone number, and it's a phone that I'm going to be putting on. You can call up and listen to a prayer a day. And what I'm doing this for UCM, because we need to have an outreach, and there's a lot of people going through difficulty right now. And I think one of the best things is to hear a prayer just for that day. And so I was doing this. I said, okay, a prayer for a day enlightens your way.
Oh, nice.
And that became my motto when I started this. And so I'm going to be doing the prayers. And please, as I said, everybody in here, I'll just text you and say, this is the phone number to call if you want to hear a prayer. Okay?
Okay. Anything else that needs to be said? Any more announcements? Or?
I could give people the number if they're interested.
Yeah. Please.
Okay, here's the number.
Hang on. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me get rid of it.
I love the little phones whipping out. I think that's much.
669-288-4188. No, 4138.
Okay,
One more time.
Okay, 669
288
288
4138.
4138.
Perfect.
Going once, going twice.
669
The goose drank fine.
288. Open the gate. 4138. Same old gate.
4138. Okay. Let's take a deep breath and let go of everything that's happened up to this point. You are right here, right now, with me, with Robert Dottie, with all of the rest of this wonderful congregation, just joining in a moment of prayer, just joining in a meditation, a quiet time for refreshment, for release, for regeneration. And the quiet music of Janet helps us move into this meditational mode. And as we become quiet, we often see ourselves in our favorite meditation spot. Perhaps it's by the sea. Perhaps it's in a mountain meadow. Or perhaps it's just sitting at home in front of your own worshiping altar. And perhaps it's just sitting on a cloud somewhere in the sky, drifting along with us. So in this quiet moment of meditation, we realize that yes, we are spiritual beings. We are a spiritual being encased in a physical body. And that physical body sometimes has difficulties. But as a spiritual being, we can move forward anyway, with Spirit guiding us. As we meditate on wholeness and health and prosperity, those things come to us, and we give thanks for those gifts while we're sitting there in this quiet meditation state. Love transcends all. Whatever difficulty you may be facing, love will transcend that. The love that's available throughout the world today for you through all the spirits that come and help us on a daily basis. It's easy to forget that spirit of love in today's tumultuous political world, but love is available for you personally, for your friends, your family, your co-workers. And as we adopt this love going forward in peacefulness into this new week and throughout our day here, we rejoice. We rejoice that this love is available to us and that our spiritual studies constantly remind us of this love that's available to us. So as you quietly come down from your cloud, drifting around in the sky, or come back to this room from the seaside, or the mountain meadow, or your home, wherever you chose to meditate, come back to this room and listen to Janet's incredible music.
From the caverns of our hearts, oh, the love flows, oh, the love grows. From the landscape of our open mind, oh, the light flows, oh, the light grows. And our body is at the crossroads, where our head and heart will meet. And we gather together in this circle, and to each other we often this greeting: love flows and love grows on the mountaintop, in the sea. And love grows and love grows within the hearts of you and me. And any burden that reaches down into our deepest mystery, we know that we can release it to the world, and the world will heal. All the love flows and the love grows
and the light shines from within, and the dream grows for the love and peace that we wish inside our world. There is a universe, and the universe calls us to be here, fully and true, and the universe calls us to this moment to be real. The love flows, the love grows in our hearts, and we dance on this earth, and we bring our life to the world. Oh, my friends, let the love flow, let light grow, and know you are enough. You just are in this world with your presence of love, and the love flows, and the love grows, and we know we are enough, and our burdens are set free. And let the love flow, let the love grow, let your light flow in your life. In our life. Take a moment to come back after that beautiful music. Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you for your
And thank you,
meditation,
Joan.
Joan.
Thank you. I am so excited about the next speaker. The Reverend Corky Whitacre has been talking about spirituality for many, many years. I think she's been along to UCM longer than anybody else here today. She studied with Father John, and that was how many years ago? About 40-some.
Yeah, because I was in UCM before I met you, and we've been together 40 years. So.
Yeah. So it's been a long time that she has been working on spirituality and looking at spirituality from many different viewpoints. And when I talk about what does spirituality mean to you, you might call it something else. There's many different things that people call spirituality. Some of it, people call it love. Some people call it light. And so I'm really excited to hear what Corky's going to call it. Welcome, Reverend Corky Whitacre.
Thank you. I guess I'm done then. Okay.
Want to see your dental.
Thank you, Ann. Oh, that way I can hear it too. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is becoming more spiritual. Now, like Diane mentioned, I've been in UCM for quite a while, and then I was also in the Rosicrucians, and I've studied with hypnosis forever, and graphology, and just the Course of Miracles, and all different things. And all of that goes together to create a weird concoction in your mind of how the universe works. And so I'm going I'm going to read some of this because I want to make sure that I say it clearly. And so I wrote it down so that I would speak it correctly. Okay, let's see how that goes. So that's up for grabs, right? Okay, so the thing about spirituality is that usually as you're searching for the meaning of life and you're creating your system of belief, your belief system, you develop through learning different aspects of either religion and or universal laws, or in just somebody else's ideas of what, I mean, because you have to start somewhere, right? You start with your parents telling you what to believe, and then you go out and you find other people to tell you what to believe. And then somewhere you go, I don't think I believe that. I haven't seen any evidence of that. And the thing that's tricky is that universal energy is something you can't see. I mean, there is some real. I'm already off script. And I only went one sentence. Anyway, so but I want to make sure to say this. So this is the answer to how everything is connected and makes the world work, and that's universal energy. So universal energy is the paramount thing, and that's God, Goddess, universe, source is universal energy. And it allows the caterpillars to change into butterflies, sand into pearls, and coal into diamonds. You cannot escape it. You are affected by energy. This is how we are connected to source. Because I like to know how things work. And so for weeks I've been working on this going, but then, okay, it does, and somehow I forgot about universal energy. It's like, well, how does it work? When you do an affirmation, how does it, what connects the thing that you want to the thing that's out there that then brings it into you? It's easy. It's the universe. It's the universal energy in the universe. And we know that we're part of that energy because, I mean, we have, I don't know, how many watts of energy we can, like light a light bulb. Remember cousin, who was it that you said? Cousin Ed? You always had a light bulb at the top. Anyway, and so.
It was Fester, sorry.
Oh, what was his name?
Fester.
Fester.
You saw that last night. Yeah.
Right, okay. So that proves that we have energy. Okay, so how are we connected to the universe? Just by birth. And by, there it goes. Yeah, we came up out of the slime, and the slime had electricity, I guess. Anyway, so everything is energy. And it is how we are connected and how we connect with the multiverse. The universe is comprised of energy, which is a constant flow, and it's all that is. That's really all that is. Everything is energy. The walls are energy. The manna from heaven is energy. And we are a physical manifestation of that in our body, in walls and stuff, but we also, it's the stuff you can't see, like the Wi-Fi, or like electricity, or like you can see it when it, like, the wind, you can see it when it moves the leaves and stuff, but you can't always see it, but it's always there. So and it is brought out by the universal energy, by the universe source. So you can't escape it, and it's going to affect you. Okay, so then there's energies that are invisible, and that's your thoughts, and it's really the stuff that is magical, that makes when you do an affirmation, how do you get that? And so we have a book that is how to treat and beat your feet, and the treatment is to do the affirmation and act as if, and that kind of tells the universe what it is that you want and gives you a picture of what you want, in all of the studies that I've done, it's that you think of what you want and you make it a very, very tangible thought. You know, if you want a new car, what kind of car? What color? If you're buying a new car, that new car smell, that you roll down the windows. And of course, when I was started, it was like roll down the windows. Now it'd be like roll down the windows. But if you want a convertible, hear the convertible go up, the top going back. I don't know if they make it so that you can hear it anymore, but it used to be. Anyway, so, and then imagine that your friend is saying, "Whoa, I love your car, it's a cool car, got to ride your new car." And then you have to be so proud of it. And feel it. You have to feel it because you have to create some energy within you to kind of push out the universe, let them know what you really need. Now you may want to know why this is spiritual. I think that's comes in a couple pages. Okay, but one of the things that I want is, do you remember years ago in the 1970s? Some of you, do you remember the 1970s, Lauren?
I'm a 90s kid.
Did you ever read about when they would take the plants?
My dad was a 70s kid.
Well, maybe he talked about these. Okay, so there was a study, and it was the actions and reactions of plants. And so you'd have these plants that were living happily in LA, right? And so they were all friends and liked each other. And then you would take one plant and take it off to New York. And then they would hook up the plants to monitors and sensors and stuff, and then somebody would sneak in the dark of night and they'd break off a branch off of one of the plants. And all of a sudden, both plants, the one in LA and the one in New York, "I'm being abused, oh my God, I'm in distress." And they would both create, ring, the bells would go off and everything. And how did that one in LA know that the plant in New York was under distress? Well, because of universal energy. Proof. Ta-da! They did it over. You guys remember that, don't you? Mm-hmm. The people who study, yeah, and that was a big deal. And so then muscle testing. Now, does everybody here know what muscle testing is? You know, when you put your arm out like that, and then you say, "Okay, think of a nice, happy thought," and then the person will press it, and your arm will stay strong. And then they'll say, "Well, think of an unhappy thought," and then they press it, and you're weak. So you can use it with testing for medicine, with well, that's a whole other class, is muscle testing. But anyway, when I was doing my Ebert training, one of the things I do is I have some unsuspecting person in the audience come up and help me with it. And then somebody that I've already made arrangements with, I have go into another room. And so I do the muscle test and say, "Okay, see how strong you are?" And then tell the person that's in the other room, think of a very mean, nasty traffic incident or something that where something that makes you angry and that would make you unhappy. And they do. And then they come back in, and then I muscle test them. And the person who doesn't even know what they're thinking about, doesn't even know what that other person is doing, they become weakened. So that means that if you're sitting in traffic and if you're being upset and yelling at the people around you because of they're being so stupid and such fools about driving, you're weakening the whole system. You are weakening the whole system, yourself and everybody around you. Now, if everybody else in the cars, except for the fool who's doing the stupid thing, probably they're doing the stupid thing because they feel upset. Okay, I'm making up the story as I go along. Okay, so then that poor guy that's trying to get to work on time. Anyway, so then everybody's weak and angry and upset, and so what your job is as a spiritual person is to just take a breath, start thinking very positive thoughts, and think about nice things, and think about energy that you are extending the energy. And so now what I'm going to do is a little hypnosis thing, just to kind of help you visualize how this can happen. Okay, so now close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. Okay, this is going to be quick, but you can do it, okay? Because you've already been in a meditative state. So now imagine that there's a conduit that's going from source to down your crown chakra into your solar plexus. Okay, so there's like this tunnel that's coming through you, and that the energy from source is pouring in through the top of your head, down through your crown chakra, and going into all the way down to your solar plexus. And it's like sparkly rainbow. It's all the colors of the chakras, all the colors of the rainbow. And that's all pouring into your body. And as you continue to pour into, as it continues to pour into your body, you can feel it starting to go into your lower extremities, and it goes down, to your hips and your thighs and your calves, and then feel it shoot out your toes. Okay, and it's rolling around there in your solar plexus, and you can feel it starting to, it's in your muscles and your nerves and all the cells and all the molecules that are putting your cells together, and even the spaces in between those molecules and cells. This energy is building up, and you can feel it starting to go out your arms, so you can feel it in your shoulders and your bicep and in your forearms and your wrists and your fingers, and you shoot it out your fingertips. And then as it continues to come in, coming down, now this is a never-ending source of energy that's coming in through your crown chakra, and then it starts going out every pore of your body. And you're like a human pincushion. Every cell of your body is just this energy. So as it comes in through source, comes into your body, and it's calming and soothing every part of your body, and then it's picking up any kind of negativity, anything like that, shooting it out so that it can be handled by the universe and dismissed by the universe. But the energy that's good, that's coming down through you and picking up your good energy and helping you help the universe, and it goes out and spreads around. And your love and your intention and your good intentions are being dispersed throughout the universe. So you're giving back as you get, and then you give it back. Okay, now imagine that that's going on, and now you can come back and open your eyes and just know that you're a pincushion, a reverse pincushion.
Porcupine?
Yeah, you're shooting stuff out all over the place. Yeah, so that's how you get it in, and then you put it out. And can you feel it in the room? It's crazy, man. Okay, so, okay. That felt pretty good, actually. Okay, so the real your divine spark, is part of the multiverse. Now, religions have noticed this, and so you have there's the kingdom of God within. The Buddhists call it nirvana. The Hindus call it the awakened soul. The Quakers call it the inner light. And some of them call it Christ. Every religion has recognized that state. And that's one of the things that they're trying to reach. Everybody's trying to reach that. But you, my friends, you've got it now. So you know how to get it. You bring it in through source, and then you let it jumble around in there and heal you, and then you shoot it out. Okay. So
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah, there you go. Okay, remember that the main work on your spirituality is done by you. It's an inside job. Okay. So years ago, I had asked Mom how to become more spiritual. Dottie's spirit guide, Mom. And what he said is to stop judging people and situations. And this is how I see what he said. Okay, so you're walking on your path. The deal is that you're always on a path, one way or another. And so you're walking down your path, and then there's other people that are walking down their path. And then you look over there, and you go, oh my God, can you believe that they're wearing that? Or, anyway, you start judging people and situations and how terrible this is that and that. And what happens is that you stop progressing on your path. That stops you. And so these people are probably not even aware that they're wearing something obnoxious or being fools or whatever, and they're still evolving and going on their path. And you have stopped. And that you can't progress, you can't go forward, you can't evolve, you can't become one with the universe as long as you're judging other people. You have to be calm within yourself. I mean, even judging you stops you. So judgment, and that's a learned behavior. I mean, my mother used to always say, well, what do the neighbors think? It's like, why are the neighbors even looking? And hell, I don't care. Anyway, so it's a hard habit to break, but you can do it, and you can do it. And please try to, because that's one of the things. What is it Yoda said? No, try, just do it. Because you don't need to. You don't need to judge people. They're going to do what they're going to do, and if you judge them, it's a problem for you, not for them. Okay, and so in addition to that, so let's get the universe involved in this. And so how do you create a good future for yourself? Okay, so right in your hand, you have the seeds of your future. So if you want to have a beautiful future, a healthy future, all of a sudden. Anyway, so you put those seeds in there, and you start, as you're going down your path, not judging, you start throwing these seeds out, going, this is what I want. These are affirmations, right? This and that, and some of this, and good health, and probably some money, and a nice car, that works, and, all these things, and love, and I want to be spiritual. Okay, and so as you're going down your path, then you're walking through this garden that you have just seeded. Now, if somehow you decide that I'm going to judge anyway, and then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get people judging you. You're going to be judging yourself, and all tin cans and all that kind of stuff, and that's what you're going to be walking through. So do it for yourself. Do it for you. Put love in your heart. Be spiritual. Use the universal energy. The universal energy is there whether you use it or not, but so you might as well use it because you can't use it up, and it's there for you. Okay, and then as far as forgiving goes, this is really important in spirituality. The clients I had, the ones that couldn't let go, the ones that, 20 years ago, he said, and I remember what I was wearing, what he was wearing, and this is what he said to me. And you can feel them getting the energy. I mean, it is as if they were standing right there in front of that person, having that conversation again. And so that's what you're bringing to you, because you remember with the car, rolling down the windows and stuff, you're creating that again for yourself. Whether it's as if the person is standing there. That person might even be dead. And you're still being affected by somebody who did something 20 years ago. And you've got to forgive. Or, you don't even have to forgive them. Just get to neutral so that you don't hate them anymore. It's a very selfish thing to do, and you need to do it for you. You are killing yourself if you're holding on to this, to grief and to old bitterness, and it will never do anything. Some people think, well, but I get, it kind of builds up my energy and stuff. No, it doesn't. It's killing you. And so please, if you have anything that you're saying, but I can't forget it, okay, just stop hating them. If you keep thinking about it, just see it kind of it's starting to disappear. As you see it, this is another kind of hypnosis technique. You know, put it on as you're thinking these thoughts, put it on on a projector. So you're looking at the screen, and then as you're looking at it, imagine that there's a fog coming over it and starting to just kind of obliterate it, or let it become lighter and lighter, like there's more light on it. That would be like a god light or something. And that until all you see, maybe you can even hear the projector, but eventually you can make that go away too. Just wipe it off. Now, you don't have to forget it, like I said, but just stop hating it. You know, say it's an incident. I mean, I have a lot of incidents, you know, being held up and being, you know, all kinds of stuff. And it's like, well, that's a story. That's just a story. And when I tell the story, I don't feel any emotion. You know, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I remember when I was in Big Bear and I got held up and shot at and all this kind of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I was in a car accident and the other guy got killed. And, oh yeah, you know, it's a story. And then sometimes, you know, maybe my guard is down and I'll think of that story and I really feel bad for his kids. Like, don't even get involved, don't go back there. You don't have to do that. That was what, 50 years ago or something. Don't do it. Oh, okay, I won't. All right, da-da-da. But, you know, it's like, yeah, I remember that happened, and that's part of my history. But I don't have to go into the grit and grime of it. Okay, so, yeah, and so don't hate people because it hurts you. Don't do that anymore. Okay, so other ways that you become more spiritual is through meditation, learn to love yourself, find a spiritual community. You can come here anytime. Well, between 11 and 12 on Sunday. Find something to believe in, start a gratitude journal, practice patience. Yeah, patience is another one we can talk about. That's a whole other sermon. And always be truthful and eliminate envy and be open to new experiences. And so the things that I want you to take away with you, I want you to go away with this. No, you don't have to go away, but take this with you, is understand that there's universal energy. It's there for you to use at will as much as you need. And you're not being greedy or anything. You're taking as much as you need. Okay? And then remember that you are the divine spark, and forgive. I know forgive kind of sounds like you might be giving up on something. You know, maybe you want to keep that memory, and if you do, that's fine. But just don't let it hurt you anymore. Okay, so is there anything, comments, questions? Okay.
So I just want to say, Corky, what an amazing relief it said when you said, just put yourself in neutral. When you said that, I thought, that's doable. I may not get to the point where I'm totally forgiving, but I could put myself in neutral. And that dissipates a lot of the negative energy just by putting myself in neutral.
Yay! Woo!
I really want to thank you for that. That was an amazing tool. Because sometimes when I'm in that state of negative thinking, it's hard for me to get to forgiveness, but I can put myself in neutral. And I just imagine it's like a car, you know, where you put your gear in neutral.
Right.
You're just quieting down, getting to the present moment, not putting any overlays on it.
Thank you so much for that feedback. I appreciate it.
That was huge.
Sherry?
I was just going to add that I think forgiveness is the greatest gift you can give yourself.
Exactly.
Because when you forgive others, it allows you to forgive yourself. And that can really open up space for you to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. With my hypnosis clients, it was the people who were the most unhappy and the most difficult. Some of them just couldn't give it up. And when you can't give it up, then you're not going to get any better. And it's like, you know, if you're not going to work on this with me, then yeah. You've got to do this. And some people just wouldn't be convinced that is, and then I kind of have to, you know, kind of pull like, okay, spirit guide, put an overlay on there, and there's ways to do it, but why fight it? Why do you have to remember it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, so they learn a lesson. It's like, no, that's not how that's not how it works. April?
Well, I think it validates for me the fact that I don't remember a lot from my past. It's like, oh, okay, well,
yay!
Guys, I never thought of that.
But one of the things is I learned years ago with those crazy drivers is just a blessing to their highest good. I didn't even try to forgive or whatever, or even, then after I bless them to their highest good, sometimes I'll have them a sense of, oh wow, they're in a challenging situation.
Yeah.
Or, I can get there and be in more of a compassionate place. But I first just have to kind of go to a blessing to their highest good. And then it frees me up from that judgment. Because it is, it reminds me of isn't there a Bible story about somebody that, I'm a minister, I should know this, but I don't.
Goddess minister, though.
Isn't there a Bible story about somebody that's homeless on the street and everybody judges them, and then Jesus tells them how they're a gift or something? Isn't there something
I think you're talking about the Good Samaritan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I should know that. I try really hard when I consider judging, that it's like if I can just get to that realization that, like you said, they're on their own path. It's like maybe they're having this addiction problem because that's their karma. They have to go through that. It's not me to judge it. It's like whatever everybody's going through, they're in alignment with their work, whatever that is. But blessing to the highest good is something only the best I can get to. So.
That's great. The baby steps, or maybe that's a giant step for you. I'm not judging.
It's very interesting.
So, anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Your time is up.
Can I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
I think hypnosis the word hypnosis gives a sense of mystery and difficulty, when in reality we are often in that relaxed state and can achieve it on our own.
Oh, all the time. Oh, yeah. We're washing the dishes, or just driving. Yeah, hypnosis is, it's your brain, and you go through it thousands of times during the day when you're in that alpha state.
Seeing that certified and special hypnosis person helps with difficult challenges that maybe you can't pull up on your own. That's the value of hypnosis.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I think there's a lot of value in it. At the very least, you get relaxed.
Yeah, that's right.
And at the most, you may get fixed. I mean, whatever the fix is that you want. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Does anybody see the baskets?
Yeah.
Okay. Lauren, you want to pass the basket?
Sure.
Okay. And as she does that, let's do our wonderful sacrament of giving. This is on the back of your program. Giving to the ministry, from which I receive my spiritual support and nurturing, is an affirmation and consciousness of the truth that spirit is the prospering power enriching every area of our lives. Thank you so very much.
And if you don't have friends, just add your energy, because again, we are part of this universal connection.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh, that's back.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
You are so wonderful. Thank And do we have people on Zoom?
Yes.
Are you going to tell me who?
25 cents. A couple drop. We have Ann and Chin Lee, Chris Brown, Gene Lyons, Kaya, Laura O, Patty and Joyce, Guy, and Susan Moon.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you all for being on Zoom. We really do appreciate it.
Ed,
Okay.
I was on it, and then I came in.
Okay. I'd like you all to just take a moment to close your eyes, put your feet flat on the floor. Just take a nice deep breath. And I want you to visualize yourself. See yourself standing there, wearing whatever you want. Just visualize yourself standing in front of you. And now, each one of you, say out loud, I forgive you.
I forgive you.
I love you.
I love you.
I accept totally who you are.
I accept totally who you are.
Now take another deep breath and carry that with you for the day, for the week, for as long as you can. The acceptance, the love, and the understanding that you are a spiritual being having a journey in life. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you all very much for joining us today.
No microphone abuse.
No, I know. No microphone. Really abused there. Thank you. We have coffee in the back. We have food somewhere. I saw the food come in. I don't know where it went.
It disappeared.
Maybe it disappeared. And please get a cup of coffee, sit around and talk a bit. This is your community, this is your tribe, and we like having you here. And we so enjoy you being here every Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.